Now we're going to talk to our occupational therapist, Cara, about some really fun and different activities to stimulate fine motor coordination and specifically the pincer grip for handwriting. Cara, what have we got on the table here? There's a whole host of exciting, fun things, from items we'll find around the house to some great games.
Absolutely, Nikki. There's so many different things you can do. Just have a look at this game here called the Avalanche fruit stand, and it comes with these little
Aren't they awesome?
tweezers. They're
you don't
fantastic.
often find games that come with sturdy tweezers that children can actually manage.
Exactly, and ones that are not going to be lost too easily. So this game, you have to use your pincer grip to pick up the various fruits, and obviously there's instructions.
Yeah. There's a game here, there's number, there's a spinner, and you have to pick out as many fruits or add as many fruits as the spinner tells you to without an avalanche happening. And it's actually a lot more difficult than you think.
It is, and a lot more fun actually than you would think as well. It's fantastic.
And then construction toys are really fantastic for strengthening hand grip and also that eye-hand fine motor coordination. Can you show us and tell us a little bit more about why such an activity like Zoob, this is the Zoob construction toy, is so important for a child?
Okay, again, it's really working on a resisted activity, so it's developing the little intrinsic muscles of the hand.
Okay, so there's resistance. When you push, you have to decide how hard to push, how far to push to make the click happen.
Exactly, and which pieces are going to fit together. Some of them will move, others will not move.
Okay, now that ability to plan the movement, to push things together, has a really big name. Proprioception?
It's proprioception, it's motor planning, there's lovely bilateral integration as well,
so
which is both sides of your body.
Okay, and the proprioception is really about sending strong impulses through the muscles and the joints to the brain.
Exactly.
So we're helping to develop neurological pathways in the brain that will help a child understand speed, space and distance.
100%, completely correct. The beauty also with the Zoob is that there's quite a few pictures that the children can copy. So again, there's that whole copying element coming into it, which
and then
is the
free
visual
play
motor
as well.
Integration.
And then I was in Hong Kong recently and I found these training chopsticks, and I just think they're too awesome for fine motor. And you've got some fruit over there. Do you think you can use the chopsticks to pick up some fruit? Am I asking you to do the
I'm
impossible?
going to try.
There we go.
Yes.
So that would be fine motor coordination.
Absolutely.
Once again, 10 out of 10. And then on this plate here, we've got some Smarties. Now, what can children do with Smarties that is fine motor?
Okay, there's so much to do with Smarties, but one of the main things for fine motor is obviously, again, using the little translational movements of the fingers, and we call it squirreling. And you pick up all these Smarties in your hand without dropping them.
So you can have two children racing each other.
Absolutely.
And they could have Smarties, like if you had just those little boxes of Smarties, give them one each and get them to empty them out and see who can collect them all with one hand only before the other child.
Exactly. And then put them back in again. So you want the reverse movement as well. Oh, not like that. Not dropping them all over the shop.
That's okay. We're all human. And then in that bowl, we had some fruit. Yes. And I think you've got some toothpicks there.
I do.
So it's great to get kids in the kitchen involved with preparing fruit. And what we're doing here is skewering the fruit, making fruit skewers, and you're using exactly the same fingers that you will use for handwriting.
Exactly, and that bilateral again. Okay. So wonderful, both hands working together. Okay.
And then finally, we've got one of my favorite games of all time. It's called Filo by Quichetti. It's Italian, and it's got this wonderful rubber matting. It comes with these pen-like hollow instruments.
Yes.
And then it comes with loads of different threading laces. And we were talking about proprioception just now. And this is the most incredible activity for pushing into resistance. I've never seen an activity like
wonderful feedback, highly addictive.
Very
Children
addictive.
Absolutely love this. Adults love it too.
I bought it for myself the Christmas it came out, because there's this feeling when you're pushing into the mat that you just don't get from anything else. And the other thing is that you're using that pincer grip, because that's like a pen.
Exactly the same grip, yes.
It comes with copy cards, so it's got about 14 of those, and there's a whole booklet of really advanced activities too. And here we have a sheep, and that is really hard. That would probably take you half an hour or more if you were about 12 years of age.
Absolutely.
But small children will just doodle. And then there's a mathematical aspect to this game as well, isn't there, in terms of the spatial planning of where to start.
Exactly.
And where to go next.
Primarily, if you're doing one of these without looking at the card and you're developing your own picture and using your own spatial planning skills, then you are really zoning in on those math centers of your brain.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it while you're copying the card, you're really zoning in on the language centers of your brain. So the benefits of a game like this is also extreme.
Endless. Cara, thank you so much for all your input on the show.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Thank you for having me.